Many girls dream of being Miss England.
I believe Miss England is the embodiment of a woman, what a woman should be.
I always dreamt of, being on the Miss World stage.
But is it as glamorous as it seems?
I'm not your average beauty queen. I've had a few friends that didn't speak to me.
It also attracts its fair share of controversy.
I do think they are sexist. I think they reinforce very particular ideals about womanhood and femininity.
If you're going to protest about, it being degrading to women, I think you should get your facts right.
Every year, thousands of girls take part in heats to get them through to the final. But only 52 will make it. Stephanie Hill is 20 years old and is currently Miss South Yorkshire. She's passionate about horses, singing and winning the Miss England title.
I'm competing in Miss England because I believe the vision that Miss England has for what they would like to represent is basically the embodiment of a woman, what a woman should be. She should be confident, she should be comfortable with herself and really know herself, and she should be an individual who has dreams, who has ambitions. They're looking for a well-rounded person, an individual in the end, and I really think that vision and that embodiment is really something that will inspire me to better myself.
Stephanie studies radiography at university. She believes the Miss England pageant empowers women in a number of ways.
Oh, hello! How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Are you? Hi.
I think it very much prepares you for everyday life, it prepares you for job interviews, it prepares you for any opportunity that can be thrown at you really, and the opportunities that have come through the Miss England organisation have just been absolutely incredible.
Each girl has deeply personal reasons for entering. For Krishna Solanki, it's about changing attitudes about an issue that's close to her heart.
I want to build other girls' self-confidence, other dark-skinned girls, because fairer-skinned girls are always put in the limelight, and I just wanted to show them that a darker-skinned girl can also do just as well as anyone that's fair-skinned.
Initially, her parents weren't keen on her taking part, but she was determined to try to change their mind, and it worked.
I love cooking, I do love it.
I showed them exactly what Miss England was really about. I showed them all the charity work that all of the girls do, all of the hard work that we all put in, and I showed her that it wasn't just girls walking around in bikinis. I tried to show them that there is so much more to it, and a lot of the girls put in a lot of hard work. A lot of money is raised for charity, and we do make a difference.
And they now support her 100%.
Krishna's strength is her determination. She's very determined. If she wants to do it, she will do it, no matter what. But the good thing is she's got all the support around her, so that helps her as well. She's not alone.
What I want to do is just run through a few of the logistics of how the day is going to run.
Organising an event on this scale is a mammoth task. It takes meticulous planning, and preparations start a year before the final.
What we're going to try and do is free up 2 rooms near to the backstage area.
And the brains behind Miss England is Angie Beasley, a woman who knows the industry inside out. Angie is a former beauty queen herself and has won 25 titles over the years.
I think they can empower women. I've seen it for myself. I've seen girls come in very shy. Even our current winner, Karina, I've seen her develop into such a confident young woman since she's been Miss England. And I do believe in Miss England is a good role model for young girls, because it's not just about what you look like. You've got to be a good all-rounder.
18-year-old Rosie Thompson is quite literally a high flyer. Earlier this year, she landed a job with a British airline as part of the cabin crew, and just days later was crowned Miss Birmingham. Rosie's now in with a chance of winning Miss England.
I'd love to be able to inspire others, inspire those around me. I mean, since winning Miss Birmingham, I've had the opportunity to go and visit my local primary school, which I grew up in, and go meet all the little children there and, you know, show them my crown and my sash and talk about my successes so far. But doing that on a daily basis with such a variety of people would just be incredible, yeah.
And Rosie definitely has her feet on the ground when it comes to winning or losing.
If I don't win, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to come back next year. I mean, like I said, anyway, it took me 3 attempts to get here in the first place. So, yeah, 100% I will be entering one of the regional pageants next year to try and qualify again.
Jade McQueen pulls no punches with her straight-talking, no-nonsense approach to life. When she's not keeping fit and boxing, Jade works as a receptionist and a security guard.
Aim for that nose. And trust me, they're not going to take your handbag. I think I'm perfect for Miss England because I'm not your average beauty queen. I'm not someone who you would expect to see in a beauty pageant. And I think that's really going to grab their attention.
She don't like you. Go on, girl.
I do look unique. I'm the first person in 87 years of Miss England to have short, dark hair. So it's really going to stand out. And then I think that when I speak and when I want to get something across, I don't have to try as hard because people are already watching me. People are already listening to what I have to say. And I think they are expecting me to say something different. You know, some people may call me a bit eccentric, but I like to do things big.
Jade's real passion is singing. She even appeared on The X Factor. Although she didn't win, she enjoyed the experience.
They loved it. They actually loved it. And Simon Cowell, he was the one who said, "Oh, are you anything to do with like the beauty industry?" And I said, "No." He said, "Oh, yeah, you should be." And I was like, oh, okay. So that was kind of a little seed that was planted in my head. And who else was it? Louis Walsh. He wanted to put me in a girl band before. And then I went this time and he said, "You look like you should be in a girl band."
Holly Desai is no stranger to Miss England. She entered last year. Like Krishna, Holly believes the competition gives people the opportunity to raise awareness about issues that are important to them.
Every Miss England has brought something different to the table and has actually had, you know, a message that they want to get across. Mine personally is about eating disorders and my previous, you know, problems and how I've overcome them. Before I entered, I wouldn't have known where to start in organising my own events for charity.
But winning the Miss Leicestershire title and entering Miss England can have its downsides.
I have had a few friends that, you know, that didn't speak to me when I won and were very supportive until I did win. I think if you make that decision to do something like this, which is slightly controversial in some ways, that you have to take those sort of things and the criticisms and take it on the chin.
More than 20,000 girls apply for a slice of the Miss England dream. There are 90 heats across the country. It gets bigger each year and things have changed a lot since Angie's days as a catwalk queen.
When I was entering competitions, it was a case of just turning up with a bag with shoes and a swimsuit in. Nowadays, the girls have to prepare so much. I think that's probably why it got a bit of a bad name, really, because it was all about walking up and down on a catwalk in high heels and a swimsuit. And that is, you know, what they call a bathing beauty contest. We're so much more than that now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jade McQueen and I represent Surrey. I'm 24 years of age.
These days, as well as searching for an overall winner, the contestants battle it out in various rounds, including awards for the best smile and intelligence. They're also licensed to thrill in the Best Eco Outfit round. They design and make their dresses with a James Bond theme using recycled materials.
My eco outfit was inspired by the Golden Girl in James Bond. My eco outfit is inspired by the Bond film Casino Royale. The skirt was made from an old ballet character skirt.
If I was a Bond girl, this is what I would be like, very black and dark. I've got my solitaire themed outfit from Live and Let Die.
And the sports round is boot camp style. They take no prisoners. An important part of the competition is where contestants raise as much money as possible for Miss World's Beauty with a Purpose programme. The money goes to various good causes.
The charity round is the biggest part of the competition. It's based on what you've done and how much you've raised. So it's not just who raises the most amount of money, it's how you've raised it, how much effort you've put in. Because it's not always the person who can just, get the most money, because it can be hard to fundraise. Depending on, your background, that can have a lot to do with how much money you can raise. But if you, every weekend, holding different events or, out there trying to do different things, then that is looked upon as a positive.
The campaign I really looked into in the UK was the holiday home in Torquay for disadvantaged families, either suffering, who have members with a terminal illness, or they might be suffering from poverty. Letting these people have these dream experiences that they would never have the opportunity to.
Over the years, Beauty with a Purpose in England, we've raised so much money. I think it's topping probably near enough £1 million now over the last 6-7 years.
And while the Miss England contestants are focused on their big night, toned and groomed young men strut their stuff. The Mr. England event is also growing in popularity. Angie has to field plenty of calls from journalists. And even when they start digging for a scoop, she's never fazed and maintains a cool, calm exterior at all times.
They don't want to know when the girls raised £50,000 for a holiday home in Torquay last year. Nobody even covered that. All the hard work that goes into raising money, but nobody ever credits us, the Miss England competition and the contestants, very rarely for that. It's always the negative things that they pick up on. It's a constant battle, and I've had to fight with it, and the Miss World office have had to fight with it for years. You're forever trying to prove yourself, I don't see why, we should have to do that all the time, every year, but sadly we do.
In the 1970s, beauty contests were an integral part of the UK culture, just like flares, big hair and men with moustaches. They were seen as glamorous and fun and attracted healthy viewing figures. By the 80s, they had disappeared from terrestrial television. And even today, there's strong opposition to women parading up and down the catwalk.
I do think they are sexist. I think they reinforce very particular ideals about womanhood and femininity. For example, if you close your eyes and try and imagine your ideal woman, I think most people in the West would come up with an idea of a woman who was blonde with straight hair, probably blue-green eyes, light-skinned, white, preferably. And even though you are getting more Black and Asian women involved in beauty contests as well, it sends a very particular message. Most of these women tend to be lighter skinned as well and conform to that kind of white normative ideals of beauty.
For Angie, it's about individual choice.
I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I thought it was a waste of time. We put so much work into this. You know, everybody's entitled to their views. If they don't like it, I just say, well, don't come and watch it. You know, there's far worse things that young women can do, you know, far more degrading things than taking part in a competition like this. I just think that if you're going to protest about, you know, it being degrading to women, I think you should get your facts right, really, and see what we actually do. What's the difference between us and a Britain's Next Top Model? You know, that is all about image.
So as you lead off, you know, as you lead off that way first.
The contestants themselves are confident, passionate about what they do, and dismiss the notion that pageants like this are outdated.
Whenever I mention Miss England, people always say, oh, it's, you know, it's quite Americanised, isn't it? It's quite this, that, the other, but it's really not. I mean, I think the public are really quite oblivious to the fact of how much, you know, time and effort these girls put into the pageants.
You don't necessarily have to be thin and amazingly beautiful to enter a pageant. You just have to have a good heart. You do have to look after yourself, but you do need to make sure you're a good role model.
The organisation itself promotes you to be academic, it promotes you to watch your fitness, it promotes you to be charitable, it promotes you to be the best version of yourself. So I don't see how that could ever have a negative impact.
The Beach Beauty round always attracts the most publicity, and more often than not, it's negative.
Over the years, we have changed the way we do the bikini round in Miss England. Years ago, it used to be a beauty parade on stage where all the girls used to walk up and down in swimwear in high heels. And obviously nowadays, you know, we don't want to parade them. There's no need to do that. There's so much more to being Miss England than just being photographed in a bikini.
Foreign media crews always turn up. It seems there's a big appetite for the Miss England show across the world.
I'm a journalist working for Bulgarian television, and in Bulgaria we also have Mr. and Mrs. Bulgaria, and so many people come and visit it because I think it's still important. Many people can think it's very artificial, only taking care of the physical beauty and everything, but they are trying to make a change. They work with a lot of supporting orphanages and doing some charity, which is very nice for them too. They're using their physical traits and characters for something helping the world, so we also need to support them in a way.
There's an army of people who are involved in making sure the finalists look perfect.
We're here to apply makeup and do their hair to bring out even more confidence for them. But generally, they're lovely girls to work with, very professional, very polite.
There can only be one winner, and she will go on to represent Miss England at Miss World. But they all have a burning desire to win the title. So does that intense competitiveness lead to bitchiness, backbiting and betrayal?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Holly. Happy birthday to you.
We all speak to each other regularly on our Facebook group. We message each other, we speak on Instagram, on Twitter. We're all really supportive of each other.
It's like one big family. We all call it the Miss England family. We're all so close. There is no bitchiness, no backstabbing. There's no competitiveness at all. I mean, even in the final, I suppose stereotypically you would think, everyone kind of doesn't really get along. Everyone is quite backstabby, I suppose you call it. Everyone's so supportive of each other. We all attend each other's charity events.
And when the big night finally arrives, some nerves begin to show.
Everyone's a little nervous. You're not doing it right if you're not a little bit nervous. But I think the nerves are healthy. They make sure that you pay attention and make sure that everything goes right. So of course I'm a little bit nervous, but it's a good thing.
I feel really good. I'm not that nervous, surprisingly, but I'm quite confident.
Still quite stressed, yeah, quite nervous because the competition's so much stronger than the qualifier.
I just hope I get the steps right for the choreography.
Usually I go a bit quiet now and then get nervous right while we're waiting backstage.
Angie, however, seems to be taking it all in her stride.
It's really weird because I feel very calm at the moment, so that's very unusual for me. So, I mean, it's always stressful when guests start to arrive, you know, when you see a great big queue of guests all coming to your events.
We'll put £20 on this one.
It's also a big moment for family members. D-Day is finally here.
Good luck, darling. I think as a mum we've had such a journey together. I've tried to support Stephanie obviously throughout all her events, all the things she's participated in throughout the last year. And for me, I'm just so proud to be here, and I think all the girls here, I mean there's 52, 53 of the girls that are here performing tonight, they're all winners because they've all won a region. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever Stephanie does tonight, we're just so proud of her.
This is what the contestants have spent months preparing for.
Number 38, Mrs. Leicestershire, holding it down.
Gosh, I'm shaking like a leaf, I'm so nervous.
Please welcome contestant number 46. Number 44, Rose Marnie.
In my hand, I have the results of the top 15 girls.
The first girl going through to the top 15 is Miss Surbiton, Charlotte Bradman.
Congratulations, Miss Leicestershire, holding this side.
Miss South Yorkshire, Stephanie Hill.
Miss Cheshire, Natasha Helen.
So our final girl through to the top 15 is Miss Norwich, Shirley Van Zanten.
I'm feeling great. I'm just so happy that I made it here, made it this far, and I'm really pleased for the girls that I've got through to the top 15.
So without further ado, I'd like to announce Miss England 2015 going to Miss World in Sanya, China. It is Natasha Hemming, Miss Cheshire.
I don't think it's quite sunk in yet. Still feel a little bit nervous and excited at the same time, but I'm so happy, so happy. And all the girls did a fantastic job. So I'm surprised as well, but yeah, very happy. It means absolutely everything. I've worked so hard for this for the past few months, and to finally have this result is just absolutely unimaginable. And I mean, a lot of things that are passionate to my heart, a lot of things that I think that I want to put forward with this title I now can. A lot of people will listen and a lot of people will take more interest.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Natasha. Hopes dashed for others.
I am really disappointed, obviously, because I got to the top, well, I came second last year, so it's, obviously it's a shame, but I never assumed that I would, get as far, or you can't ever assume anything in this competition because it's different every year.
I'm very happy for the winner. However, I would like to have won to show people that you can come from a disadvantaged background, you can look different. Like, I'm not going to go home and be like, ooh, I'm going to go home now and apply for something else. I'm going to go home and do something else. There's not, it's not the end, and it's one pageant where they want someone
who, you know, is just straight, narrow, up and down, and it usually is someone who comes from a wealthy background. All previous winners have been very wealthy.
A tough decision for the judges, but can they be certain they've picked the right winner?
Controversially, I'm going to say yes. Like, I was, it's so hard to choose. There's so many girls. So I was like, it's 52, right? So I'm like counting my fingers, like, it's like, I'm 24, right? So like, put like 52 girls in front of me. I'm like, they all fit. I can't decide. But I think the right woman won.
As a previous Miss England, I know what work goes into that year. So I was looking for someone that's really already worked really hard to get to the final. Someone that's very charitable, friendly, willing to travel around the world and meet new people, but also has a bit of personality and, you know, really, really wants the title.
As for Mr. England, 22-year-old Chris Bramall was the judge's favourite. He was spotted by talent scouts while working in a supermarket.
When they shouted my name, we were all group hugging in the back, and it was just unbelievable, overwhelming feeling. More to the end, cried my eyes out because I actually didn't expect nothing of it, and I still can't get my words out properly because I'm just that overwhelmed.
After months of preparing and competing, Mr. and Miss England and the winner of the Beach Beauty round were treated to a luxury 3-week holiday in Sri Lanka. That meant more photo shoots and long days.
Looking at each other, not at the camera.
The team are very tired because most of the mornings they have to start at 5:30 in the morning. It's tough at the top. You have to be able to cope with time changes. You have to be able to get up early for shoots. You know, if you don't like it, you're in the wrong business, really.
There was also an opportunity to relax. Back in England, Jade McQueen's been making the headlines. She decided to hand back her Miss Surrey crown and went on to win Miss Supranational Wales.
Hi. I have some pageant stuff.
Oh, thank you very much.
I renounced my title because, you know, I didn't feel like the judges were very professional at Miss England, and I didn't feel like I was able to shine as much as what I'd like to have. And, you know, I'm 24 and I wanted a national title. So the only, you know, rather than wait a whole year before I can enter again, which I'd be 25, I felt the best thing for me to do would be to give my title back and to do something more fitting for me. And that's when I entered Miss Supranational.
Angie, however, disputes Jade's claims.
I'm sorry if Jade was disappointed, but at the end of the day, we are a competition. And there's 52 girls in that contest. They all wanted to win, and there's only one girl that wins. If you can't take defeat, don't enter. That's my advice, because it's a competition, and there'll always only be one winner.
Auditions for Miss England 2016 are underway. Angie says interest is high, and she's looking forward to meeting the next round of women determined to prove they have what it takes to wear that coveted crown.
Top stuff.